Okay, we're at the end of the reading and writing at the college level module, and you'll see at the bottom here there is a portfolio and pre-course assessment link. That assignment's due on the 7th. If this is a future semester, it may be a different due date, but this semester is due on the 7th. So you're going to click on that. And once you click on it, you will see two links. One is to a Google Doc template. There'll be a second video that talks about the digital portfolio and the template, so we're not going to cover that here. Here we're talking about the pre-course reflection, the assignment we're doing at the end of this, getting acquainted with the reading and writing unit. Click on that. It will take you to a page. This assignment is actually pretty straightforward. There are 4 areas that we're going to cover. They correspond to things we've covered in the unit so far. Writing is a social and rhetorical activity, and in that one you will talk about the parts of the rhetorical triangle. It's not a complicated question. You'll list them out. Writer, audience, purpose, context. That's it for that one. Then how can I help writers better understand what to include in the paper or what to say? We've discussed that in assignments. It's in the chapter. You're going to want to look back at that and answer that question. And the third part of number 1 is describe a recent experience where you had to consider a specific audience and how you adjusted your writing to them or your speaking to them. The key to this one is, how did the audience shape what you said or did? So for this first chunk of answers with the writing as a social and rhetorical activity, 250 words total for all 3 combined. So that's going to be about a page, give or take. I'm not concerned with it being exactly 250 words. You don't have to word count, but I want you to be in the ballpark and develop your ideas. List the pieces, discuss how the rhetorical triangle can help you decide what to write and how to target your audience. And here just describe a process of working through a communicative exchange and how the audience shaped what you said or did. So that's the first part of the portfolio, reflection. Then we get down to the next part, writing process. We spent time talking about this. So you go to the textbook, find the chapter that talks about process. What's the textbook stages of writing process? You're going to write that down. 5 or 6 words in a row, commas between. That's all you're doing for that one. The next part is, what is your process? What do you do? That's it. Just write down what your process is. Explain as best you can what you do, because you need to have a good idea about what you do now so you can work on it throughout the course of the semester, improve on what you do well, remove inefficiencies, all those things. But the important part is that you're honest. It doesn't matter to me if you just say, hey, I procrastinate and write one rough draft at the end and that's it. That's your process. Write that down. I hope there's more to it. Think about where you write, when you write, what time you write. All those things are important. So think about those pieces as well. The answer to this whole thing together will be another 200 to 250 words. Then, potential topics for the semester. List 4 topics. We're going to write about common things this semester. You're writing 2 argumentative papers. You pick a topic, you take a position, you support it with evidence. I don't want you to write history papers because we know why World War II started and what happened from it. I don't want you to write about weird things like ancient aliens because it's all speculative. There's no hard, concrete evidence to go along with. No conspiracy theories because, again, the evidence becomes a difficult point. But if you have general topics that are interesting and relevant in your life, then put those down. And then explain why you think they're important enough people need to pay attention to. The answer to both of these 2 will be another 200 to 250 words. Most of your answer here will be the explanation. Why are they important? And this last piece, theory of writing. Describe how you see yourself as a writer. Do you feel like you're a good writer? Do you feel like you're not a good writer? Why or why not? Somewhere in the middle, why or why not? Just explain what you think, and if you can refer to any past experience or the different projects you worked on, all the better. So the assessment part down here is not another part. It's not another part to write. It's just me explaining what I said above. Each piece will be 200 to 250 words long, 750 to 1,000 words total for the answers to all 4 of these categories. And I'm going to assess you on the organization and the evidence. So if you have all the stuff about the rhetorical activity here, it's going to be well organized. If you answer the questions, it will be well organized. Do you develop them? Do you explain things? So in this first one, and you get to the third part about engaging audiences, do you actually talk about a particular experience? Do you actually talk about the ways that your writing was shaped by the audience? If you do, you'll be developing the ideas. For process, do you actually spend time talking about your process? Potential topics. You go through and explain why you think they're relevant. If you do all those things for all of the pieces, you will do perfectly fine on the pre-course reflection assignment.